Primetimetalktv. And look, I got to go ahead and break down this massive fight that we have going on tonight. And that is none other than Jerron Boots Ennis versus my man Stanionis. So look, I am excited about the fight. I hope you guys are, because this is a massive welterweight unification match, and it don't get no bigger than this. We got two of the biggest fighters in the 147 division heading up against each other. And it's long overdue, in my opinion. It's long overdue. So, I'm looking forward to breaking down this with you guys. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my sponsor, Masachi, and jumping right on into this fight. What's going on? 108 Live Boy for Life. And so basically, look, we got Jerron Boots Ennis, someone that we are looking at in a Terrence Crawford-esque 2.0 type of style. He does it all. He has cat-like reflexes. He has good footwork. He has good hand speed. And he has an arsenal of styles and techniques and, fight movement. So now with Stanionis, we also have someone that is probably one of the best come forward style fighters in the 147 division. And Stanionis has been known to break down his fighters with that pressure. So we have two questions here. The first one is, can Boots withstand that pressure that Stanionis is going to bring to the table? We know how Stanionis comes. He brings it non-stop. And he has a good arsenal of fight style as well. Yeah, I love him too. 108 Live Boy. Yeah, he does get hit a lot. That's the question. That's the question number two. Can Stanionis withstand the accuracy that Boots bring to the table of his shots? We know how Boots come in. Hey, what's going on, Manuel? So Boots comes in and he is what's going on, Musa? And Boots comes in with a arsenal. What's going on, Cloudy? He comes in with a style and a arsenal of hand gestures that fools a lot of boxers in that ring. So, I truly am looking at it to be a very, very good even matchup, to be honest with you. Moose, I'm doing good, bro. How about you, man? So, the questions that really bug me the most is, have Stanionis worked with his head movement? Has he worked on his defense? Because, yeah, you're a pressure fighter, but, you know, Suma, Something Wong. No, I don't know that fighter. I don't know that fighter, but I will check into him, though. Um, Another thing is that, will we see another Boots versus Karen? We know how that fight went. They fought twice. And when Boots is placed up against top composition, top fighters, is he going to be able to perform like he's supposed to? Or are we going to see a Boots versus Villa, to where he gets Stanionis out early? Or are we going to see a Stanionis take Boots to the final bell? We could possibly see that. We could see this fight going to the scorecards. So, we got a lot of variables in this fight. And the good thing is it's exciting. I've been waiting for Boots to fight Stanionis honestly, since day one, since I saw, Stanionis kind of get dipped and dodged by a lot of other fighters. You think about it. Who's calling out Stanionis? No one. He has a belt. Why ain't nobody calling out Stanionis when he has a belt? Well, now finally we have it. We have this going down tonight. So, I tell everyone to go ahead, get it on pay-per-view, watch this fight, because this is going to be a massive fight. I don't care how it ends. And here on Prime Time, look, I don't pick no sides. I love both fighters, to be honest with you. I love both fighters because both fighters bring different styles that boxing encompasses. Boxing is about styles make fights. So we're going to see if Stanionis, someone that, has a child that's probably on the way at any moment, missing the birth of his child, putting it all on the line, putting his belt on the line, not even going back home to see the birth of his child. That man from Lithuania is about business. He about business, y'all. So, shout out to Mill City Boxing, my boy Mills. Shout out to Zab Judah over at Before Champs. Check out those channels as well, comrades. So another thing is that Boots also, he's putting his belt on the line. That's big. That's huge. He's doing it again. He did it against Karen back to back. Now he's putting his belt on the line again. Third title defense. Well, fourth. Got to throw Villa in there. How he destroyed Villa. That was crazy. So are we going to see the best Boots tonight? Is the hometown hero from Philadelphia going to bring it to the table and let his hands loose and show us his arsenal tonight? Or is Stanionis going to show why he was probably one of the biggest, most avoided fighters in the 147 division? Yeah, seriously. He was. He was. I don't care how you cut it. So now tonight we got these two guys getting in the ring. Oh, that's going to be serious. 108, that's going to be serious. Because both fighters are getting their biggest test on their resume tonight. This is going to be Boots' biggest test, and this is going to be Stanionis' biggest test. Who wants it the most? That's the one that's going to walk out the winner. Move some from the States, man, from the East Coast, NC, out in Cali now. So, but, we got to look at this fight with open eyes and an open mind to know that both fighters garner respect. That's first of all. Both fighters garner respect now. Now, the question is who is going to step up and be the star that they're supposed to be? Is Boots going to step up and be that mega star that he's daring to be right now? That he's on the verge of hitting that superstar status? But you know, yeah, 108. I agree with you. But Boots, he definitely need to step up and show us who he say he is. You know, I love his cool persona. I love his attitude towards the fight game. But at the end of the day, it's about performance. It's about your last performance in boxing, to be honest with you. That's all people know you for, is your last performance. And then if you put on that performance that you're supposed to put on, now you got the fan base stepping behind you, wanting to see more and more of you and more your fights. That's why Gervonta was, able to do so good in the pay-per-view and the box office by itself lately, on a consistent rate. Besides that, it's Canelo, So this is Book's time. This is his chance right now, tonight. If he steps up and shows the world who he is, we'll forever remember his name. But if he goes in that ring and has a mediocre performance and does a subpar performance, that's when, that's when the people go. So it's a lot on both fighters' shoulders, to be honest with you. I think Stanionis, I think he got he got the biggest thing to prove. He missing the birth of his child to fight this fight. You know. Egress, yeah, I feel you. Feel pain, accept pain, no pain. Yeah, that's the fight game. Yeah, Egress. So, but getting back to the back two. So, what do we know about both fighters, first of all? I know that Boots has very, very good hand speed, footwork, IQ, accuracy, and he's more athletic. Now, those are 5 good things from Boots. Now, with your boy Stanionis, accuracy, good jab, pressure fighter, good power shots, deadly hook. So now the thing of it is that can Stanionis impose his will on Boots? And the only way you can impose your will on a fighter a lot of the time is you have to hit the fighter with something that they will say, oh, snap, he got my respect. Let me put my hands up. Yeah. Can Stanionis hit Boots with something that will make Boots stop in his track? LN, appreciate you. Pretty sure you the same, man. And so we got Stanionis that we know he is going to. He said it at the press conference. He said, "Look, it's all gas, no brakes." So we know what that means. He coming out that first round, so Boots can't start slow in that first round. There's no way. There's no way. He does not need to start that fight slow with Stanionis. Because if Boots starts out slow, then that's going to give Stanionis the first early round. And he can't afford to do that. Boots can't afford to give Stanionis no rounds. And if Stanionis' confidence gets up and he start building momentum on Boots, it's going to be a long night for Boots. And I look forward to go to the 12th round. Straight up. You heard it here on Prime Time. But now if, like my grandfather always said, it's two sides to a coin, baby. So the other side of the coin is that Boots could start out fast. Boots could hit Stanionis with something that makes him stumble and rumble in the ring a little bit. So it's a lot of variables that go on in this, but the two main variables is who's going to start out first. Who is going to be the champion that shows they are the real champion? Because it's only one. Like that movie Highlander. Y'all know the movie, the TV show Highlander back in the day? Yeah, it's like that. You know, who is going to step out and show that they are that megastar? You know? Now, hey, Stanionis got a lot on the line, fighting for his wife, his child is soon to be born, his belt, his country, Lithuania. And you know how it is for guys in other countries. They fight for everybody. He know it probably won't be no more Lithuanian champions in a while after him in the welterweight division. I don't know of any. So he has a lot of motivation behind him, what I mean. Now, not to say Boots don't either, because yes, Boots has a lot of motivation behind him as well, because he has superstar status right in the arm's reach. If he can put on a big performance tonight, then he got it. He got it. But if he does another subpar performance, that's not going to look good. Now, his keys to winning this fight is establishing a jab first. Establishing his range and his jab first. Now, if Boots can do that, it's gonna be a beautiful night for him. You know, if he listens to the direction of his corner and goes out into that ring and performs it to the best of his ability, I believe Boots can win in incredible fashion. But the question still resides is, can Boots let loose his hands? Can he perform to the highest level against the highest level? Because that's what it's going to take for him to do, you know, going against a Crawford in the future, if that fight ever happens, you know. And a few times we have seen where Boots don't really let loose his hands like he should against certain opponents. So, you know, breaking down Stanionis, going to the body and establishing his jab first, those are going to be the top two keys. And the rest, you know, he do the best at that. You know, he can let loose any type of punch, you know, spin around, all types of stuff in the ring. So we know what Boots is capable of, but can he actually produce it against the top level of opponents? And Stanionis is definitely by far his biggest opponent on his resume, far as I'm concerned. You know, all the other opponents are good, but this right here against Stanionis will be his best. Not only that, it's for another belt. Come on now. It's for another belt. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this fight. I hope you guys are. You know, we already know how to do it. Kickoff usually around about 8 o'clock on the zone. So Atlantic City, hey, it's gonna be crazy. I already know cats already a hotel room, hitting the machines and all that. I wish I could have been there, but hey, um, I'm gonna be watching it, going live, doing a little live party for it later on. So, hey, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Straight up. I'm looking forward to this fight. Now, who do y'all think gonna win this fight? That's what I want to know. If you can, put down in the chat, put down in the comments. Let me know who y'all think gonna win. Do you think Stanionis gonna pull it out? Or do you think Boots is going to win this fight? And next, how do you think he gonna win? Do you think he gonna win in incredible fashion? Do you think he gonna win, by knockout? Do you think someone gonna win by the scorecards? What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight though. I think both fighters should bring out the best in both fighters, and I think we're going to see an action-packed fight. I do personally think it's going to go to the scorecards, but who knows? Boxing is one of the most unpredictable sports there is in the world, and it could take one punch sometimes, or it could take accumulation of punches, or it could take a combination of punches, or it could take just the right punch at the right time. So, anyway, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Look, I will say this last piece is that I truly do believe that both fighters are going to rise to the occasion. I think that both fighters will bring out the best in both fighters. Now, how long it lasts, I really can't, I can't predict that. But I do say that I think we will see the best of both fighters tonight in Boots versus Stanionis. And I don't think no one has upper hand on anyone. If I was a betting man, I would say it's a 50-50 fight. Just because the simple fact of the unknown and the fact that both fighters have never fought anyone like each other. So it's a lot of unknown variables that no one can predict. But on paper, Boots should win. Boots should win in impressive fashion. So we shall see if he can give us the standout performance that Boots has not gave us in a nice little while. So I'm looking forward to Boots versus Stanionis tonight. And with that being said, that's all I got for y'all. So you already know the routine when you leave my house. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. Definitely go to the website, primetimetalktv.com, and copy some merch. All right, y'all. Peace, love. I'm out. Till next time.